Welcome to a special edition of Where You Live. Tonight, our crew takes us to North Muskegon, where the entire community has come together to show students the dangers of drinking and driving and texting and driving. Why? Because every 15 minutes, someone dies from an alcohol-related accident. Every 15 minutes. Students at North Muskegon High School participated in a two-day program titled Every 15 Minutes. It's a national program that offers real-life experience without real-life risks. This emotionally charged program is designed to be a dramatic reminder for teens of the potentially dangerous consequences of drinking or texting and driving. It challenges students to think about making good choices when others' lives are involved. I want to caution you to use discretion while watching tonight's show with young children. Although the scenes are staged, they can be unsettling.
Every 15 Minutes is a national program based on the premise that nationally, every 15 minutes, someone dies as a result of a drunk driving crash. It's a community-based program where we have involvement from everybody from our city manager to our school administration, to the fire department and the police department.
I think it's a message for everybody that we are a community and that it's about safety, it's about being aware. 1 second can change something, but it's the awareness of that 1 second, how it involves so many people from one accident. And I hope that I never have that situation that I have a phone call because of a student and a choice that they had made. So if it changes somebody's choice of a decision that they have to make, then we've made a difference. If we can make a difference for one kid, that's what the program is about.
So Lynn Boyd, you are a nurse, you're a parent, you brought this program to North Muskegon. Why do you believe Every 15 Minutes is so impactful?
Because the students to this day from college are still calling me and saying, thank you, Mrs. Boyd. The program has impacted me enough to say that I am a designated driver 8 years later. And I still get calls to this day for the whole 12 years of the program that we've done it from students in college all over the country to say thank you. And one student would be all it would take.
Come prom time, we always get nervous as superintendents or school administrators about the possibilities of bad things happening to our kids. And this is a way for us to throw it in their face a little bit about how real it is. And hopefully that helps them make good decisions.
The program starts this morning at 8 a.m. and every 15 minutes through the first half of the day, we have individuals dressed up as Grim Reapers. They're going to walk into a classroom every 15 minutes once a bell goes off, and they're going to tap a student on the shoulder, and that student will be dismissed from the class. They'll be given an every 15-minute t-shirt. Their face will be painted kind of an ashy gray as if they're dead. They'll actually paste a picture of themselves with their date of birth and today's date as a date of death on their locker. And then they'll go back to their classroom for the day, but they won't interact with students for that period. And we'll do this every 15 minutes, pulling 2 to 3 students from the classroom until the lunch hour.
I'm Officer Schatz with the North Muskegon Police Department. This is Pastor John. We're here with some unfortunate news about one of your classmates. Unfortunately, Maggie Caraba was killed in a car accident today caused by a drunk driver.
And we're here to inform you that Avery Soroka was involved in a car accident and killed by a drunk driver.
Avery Christopher Soroka was born 6/13/97 in Kent County in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
The passing of Margaret Maggie June Caraba, age 18, born April 9th, 1997. Maggie is survived by her mother, Debbie Gannon, her father, Al Caraba, who teaches at North Muskegon High School, and 3 sisters.
He loved to fish, spend time with his family. He loved being outside and enjoying nature and helping his neighbors. He spent a lot of time with his brothers and sisters, camping and hunting and fishing.
Funeral service arrangements will be made available as soon as we know them. Thank you.
Rest in peace.
Since we got here at 7, I cannot believe the infrastructure for this event today, Miranda. A lot of serious thoughts gone into this. And when you're playing the role like we are of people who have to announce bad tidings, I'm watching my police officer friend here watch his lips quiver because he's had to do this before. And I was just trying to imagine what it would be like if I had to break that kind of news to kids.
Makes me think if it actually did happen to them, what I would think about, what I would think if they actually did get in an accident.
It was like a wave of emotions, kind of. He came up and touched my shoulder, and I knew it was happening, obviously, and it was really overwhelming, and it was actually like you are dying because I have to walk around and see my classmates, and I'm a very social person, and I just have to sit there and have them look at me, and it's definitely crazy. When I left for school today, my mom was crying already, and obviously this is just like an act, but still, it's very serious, and she was very upset. I definitely like to say, whenever I leave, I want to say I love you, because that's one of the things that I find the biggest. When I leave my parents, I just always want to make sure that they know that I love them, just in case anything were to happen. It'll definitely put things into a bigger perspective, and people will be more aware.
I thought it was really scary because it was really realistic, and my eyes kind of started watering even though I was taking a quiz. It was really distracting for me, and it was just really sad to think about if he actually died. I saw him at a lacrosse game last night, and then I was thinking about that and how I should have gone up and talked to him because he was in the bleachers sitting somewhere else, and I should have gone up there and talked to him. It made me really think about how I should have spent more time with him. Since they're going about this very realistically, people are gonna stop and think about it more. I got in a fight with my sister this morning, so it would have been really sad for me to not have left things on a good note with her, if that would have been me.
It's sad, putting people through that and knowing that they're talking about it, and then you're not there and you can't say anything. You're just kind of an object there for the rest of the day. So it's kind of sad to think that, but it's good for the school to go through this and prepare us. It does send a message. It comes through the whole school, and it's good if we get participation throughout the entire community, because then everyone's involved, and it does send a big message, and I think it does help.
It was definitely an eye-opener, saying, this could actually happen, and this gives me a better insight on how it probably feels, and it definitely will make an impact on other people.
I hope they're, see, how things can change, that quickly in a few seconds, from drinking and driving. One mistake can affect you, your whole life. I just put up my picture in my desk, and it's just... I didn't even get to say goodbye to my family or anything. It just happened that quick. I just, from drinking, driving, I'm just affected. My family's affected.
second phase of every 15 minutes is during our lunch hour. The kids that are specifically involved in the program, those that are, we call them living dead, those that get pulled from the classroom. They're going to meet at the fire station. They'll be served lunch at that time. And what we'll be doing is setting up for a mock car crash. We have a crash scene that'll be set up. And when the rest of the student body returns after lunch, those kids will get into class. About 10-15 minutes while they're there, over the PA system, they're going to hear tires screeching, people screaming, police being dispatched. Really, I mean, what you would really hear. And as soon as that happens, then they'll be dismissed 1 block away to an intersection that we've already designated. We have bleachers set up for them to sit in. The car crash will be there. And they'll be able to witness what actually happens, law enforcement and EMS's response to a car crash. One of our participants, one of the students, will be playing the role of a drunk driver. Okay. We've also we added texting to this too, because it's a very important issue, especially for our youth.
Today we are working with the North Muskegon High School in the Every 15-Minute program. This is our third time that we've been doing this program, and we are assisting with the extrication, the accident phase of the accident. So we have 2 vehicles that are going to simulate the texting drunk driving accident. That's going to have a fatality of a teenager at the scene that we're going to have to extricate out. Then we have another teenager that's going to exhibit a very serious injury, who's going to end up being paralyzed. And the other serious injury in the other vehicle is going to be breathing, and we're working that patient here, but then passes away at the hospital. It's going to have a huge impact, because it's impacted me every single time, even when we watch the videos of our past ones to kind of prep me to do what I'm going to do. It puts tears to my eyes, and it's very, very impactful. A lot of the situations around the country is the fire departments will do an extrication, have a deceased teenager or teenagers at the field, and then they put them in the body bags or whatever to show a very graphic scene, the scared straight, then they stop. We are taking it much further than this on this program. I believe in it because it's such an impact, and it hits them straight between right here and in the heart. And we have the parents' involvement too. The parents have to be involved in this to participate, so it's just not a children's event. And the high school, it's the entire community, but to continue to have parent involvement.
sitting here on the edge. You're looking at a crash that you were a part of. What are you feeling as you're sitting here and listening to things that are happening and watching?
I'm nervous, shaky. Just worried for my friend.
And you've been injured a bit, but you're looking at all of this, and it's unfolding kind of like a movie. What are you experiencing?
I don't know what's happening. I don't understand any of it. I just know what happened to my friends. This isn't real. Oh my God.
All right. You know, it's strange to think that you're watching something that could be real. What's it making you think about? The choices that we all make every day.
Man, it just makes me feel like oh my God, I can't even speak right now. Anything, it just happens so fast. Like you just never know what can happen until it just, is gone into a blink of an eye. And man, it's really breathtaking. Like I can't even watch really.
There was overrun, Bud Light, some wine bottles. You know how much you had to drink? Can't remember? So, okay. Pretty much what I want you to do is I want you to follow your eyes, follow my pen with your eyes, okay? When I tell you to begin, I want you to take 9 heel-to-toe steps, okay? While you're doing the steps, I want you to keep your hands to your side. I want you to count your steps out loud. The state of Michigan requires you to submit to a preliminary breath test on request of a peace officer. Your refusal will result in you being charged with a civil infraction with a $100 fine. Do you understand that? Yes, sir. Okay. That's all I'm going to do is take a deep breath and then blow until I tell you to stop, okay? Okay. So 1-0, you know the legal limit in Michigan? You're 17, right? Yeah. It's 08. Okay. You're 1-0. Yep. You're 10. And you're a minor. So I'm placing you in the arrest right now, okay? You put your hands behind your back. You release your fingers with the officer. You walk to my car over here, okay?
You're sitting here in a police car at the scene of a crash that looks pretty bad. What was your role and how do you feel?
I played the role of the drunk driver who caused the accident. So.
And here you are, handcuffed in the back of a police car. Is this hard to even imagine?
It's crazy. I mean, watching them tear the roof off of that car and seeing people get pulled away on the gurneys, like I was sitting on the sidewalk, I started crying. It's all too real. And now that I'm back here and handcuffed and went through all those tests, it's just crazy to all watch. It's hard to believe, to be honest.
What do you think this is going to do for your classmates?
Well, I know that just like every other school, there are people who do drink and sometimes probably do make some bad decisions, and hopefully the simulation will help them realize the severity of it and how bad it can change their lives. I mean, I'm going to jail for like, 30 years, and my friend's paralyzed and one's dead. That's what can happen.
Tell me about the experience.
It was terrible. It's something I never want to be in. It makes you think about things.
You know, when you were sitting there watching that, were you thinking about the ripple effect? Like, because you're always thinking, wow, they got nukes.
I looked at their family a lot.
How might this change your behavior in some way? Today or 5 years from now?
I'll definitely think twice about everything I do before I get in the car, for sure.
Well, as I walked up, I was taking it seriously, but I wasn't really knowing how serious it was going to actually be. And when I went into it, I almost I broke down during the happening of it, and it was very traumatic. I couldn't even imagine if that was me or any of my friends in that situation. It was very distressing.
I don't know. I started crying because it was just so, like, and those are my friends in the cars, and it was very, shook me up. I think it's definitely gonna stick in my head. I mean, even if, like, if people are making those decisions, I know now, like, seeing it that how bad it can be, and I don't think we realize how bad it can be until we actually, like, see something like this. Like, it's actually very good for us to see that, because it's not, like, we don't think about that when we're doing, like, things, and it's just very, like, I think it's gonna affect us hard.
It was kind of traumatic to watch something like that, knowing it's not real though, but being able to look in your own life and even your friends' lives and see stuff like that and kind of put it together. It really hits home. I have friends who have done such things, and kind of, you're not involved in it, but it still hurts you the same way.
Do you think this is going to make an impact on kids at your school?
I know it will. It definitely will.
It was a very emotional experience. I came into this not really thinking that it was going to hit me that hard, because it's just acting and stuff, but with all the police cars and, like, all the ruckus, it hits home. It's like she said, it's like, it's scary. Especially the driver, because when he came out of the car and he had puke all over his shirt, and I just thought, like, imagine being in his position and not really knowing what's going on because you're already drunk, and then you're like, who's dead and who's not dead, and oh my gosh, my friends, I might have killed my friend, and it's so scary, and I can't ever imagine being in that position. And I really think that this whole thing that they're doing is very important, because it's just so important, because we don't want that to happen in real life.
This was my first experience with all of this. I came here sophomore year, and they do it every 3 or 4 years, so I've never gotten to be a part of all of this. And people were in class with their faces all painted, and I tried to ask what was going on, and they, like, couldn't talk to me, and that was really weird. So I had to ask other people, and they were like, oh no, it's this thing called 15 minutes where people get pulled out of classroom and they come back and they're, like, dead because of getting into a car accident. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is weird. This is so serious. And, like, especially when it happened to a couple of my close friends, it's like, I can't talk to you, and that's really strange because we talk on a regular basis. So it was really interesting. I'm excited that I got to be a part of it my senior year. It was really interesting.
What about the accident scene?
I wasn't sure what to expect. And then I got there and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like a real accident. And I didn't know who was in the car. I had no clue who was going to be a part of it. And then when they started talking to people, I was really good friends with the driver of the vehicle that was drinking and driving, and that was really strange. I was like, oh my goodness. Kieran, like, is he okay? And then one of my really good friends was the driver of the other vehicle, and we play softball together, and it was just so strange to see that happening, like it was real life, because everybody, I mean, it was like a real life situation, like I was actually watching it happen, like on the news or something. All of the like firefighters and the police officers, I mean, everything was so real, and it was just really weird.
Will it change or make you think differently?
Oh, absolutely. I think that it'll have a big impact on the entire school. I've talked to a couple of people since we walked back, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize, like, I didn't think that this was going to have such an effect on me, but it did. And I think that having the officers and the firefighters and, like, our classmates involved really made a difference in how we're going to look at things, because it was so lifelike.
It really didn't seem like it was something that was too big, but once you kind of through it, it's so much more empowering. It really makes you view how bad certain things could be.
So what kind of reaction are you getting from your classmates? Did they get it?
Yeah, a lot of them really understood it. It really hit them at the heart. And like, I had one girl come up to me, and she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys are all right. And it really hit them. It was big.
Think it'll make any changes?
I hope it does. I really do.
It was intense. A lot of sad seeing my classmates doing that. They did a good job keeping it real, keeping it, everybody is serious. It was scary.
Do you think it's going to make an impact on your school?
I think so. It's kind of hard for them to see that and not make an adjustment,
Is this needed for high school students?
Of course, yeah. It's no surprise. Kids do it, and that make an impact on it.
Right here, you still got to get.
Thank you for watching tonight's show. For a list of resources on ways to engage your kids in conversations about the dangers of underage drinking, driving, and texting and driving, head to our website, WOTVforwomen.com.